So, yan, once again po, welcome back po sa aking YouTube channel, Timbangan ng Pilipinas. At ang topic po natin ngayon ay tungkol po sa Law number 9. So, ano po ba itong Law number 9? Ito po yung win through action, never through argument. So, wag ka lang makikipagtalo at win through actions na lang. So, yun. Kasi nga, pag nakikipagtalo ka, lalong magkakaroon ng gulo at pwede ka pang malagay sa pangalip. So, basahin po natin itong Law 9. Win through action, never through argument. Judgment. Any momentary charm you think you have gained through arguments is really a Pyrrhic victory. The resentment will you stir up stronger and last longer than any momentary change of opinion. So it is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. So, transgression of the law. So, in 131 BC, Roman consul Publius Crassus Dives Messianus, who laid siege to the Greek town of Pergamus, found himself in need of battering ram to force himself through the walls of the town. So, he sent an order to a military engineer in Athens, requesting this hefty large ship must be sent to him immediately. So, yun, kailangan masend kagad. The military engineer did not agree with the use of this large mass. So, di siya nag-agree and argued endlessly with the soldier na nakipagtalo siya sa mga sundalo who delivered the request that the smaller mass were more suited. Pinilit niya yung maliit lang daw. Maliit na ship lang ang ipapadala. The soldier warned the engineer that Messianus was not a man to argue with. Hindi naman klase ni Messianus ang pwede ka makipagtalo. So, but he insisted the smaller mass would be the only one that would work with the machine he was constructing. Kasi pinipilit niya, yun lang nga lang daw ang gumagana. So the engineer disobeyed. Law 1 never outshine your master. He was adamant that his idea and opinion was the best, trying to argue incessantly about how you are right and they are wrong undermines a leader's intelligence and ego. You will soon find out how this mistake cost the engineer greatly. When the smaller mass arrived, Messianus asked the soldier for an explanation. Tinanong niya, ano daw nangyari. So, they describe how the engineer argued endlessly for the smaller mass. Nakipagtalo nga daw si yung engineer. Messianus went into a rage. He could no longer concentrate on the siege. All who could think about was the impudent engineer. Hindi niya na naisip yung sa ship. Naiisip niya yung impudent engineer, whom he ordered to be brought to him immediately. Pinadala niya. The engineer happily explained to the consul the reason for the smaller mass. He went on and on using the same arguments he had made this with the soldier. He said it was wise. So yun, nakipagtalo pa rin siya. Ganun din yung sinabi niya kung ano yung sinabi niya sa sundalo na pinadala ni Messianus, which is a mistake that undermined the consul's intelligence. Sabi niya, listen to experts in this matter. Bo, grabe, Messianus left him finished. Then he had stripped and naked before the soldier. Yun, wala na. Tinali siya, hinubaran, yun. And plug and search with rods until he died. Namatay. Pinatay po siya. So, ito yung interpretation niya. The military engineer in this quintessence of arguer type. The arguer type is one of the our society who believes everything they say is true. Kung ano yung sinasabi niya, yun ang paniniwalaan niya. Their way is the best way and they must have the last word in today's reality. Arguing or disagreeing with someone incessantly is really going to get you. So, yun, sa panahon ngayon, kapag talaga humindi ka, pwede kang mamatay. So, yun, parang hinuhukay mo na lang yung libingan mo. But the consequences still can be there. So, the arguer does not understand that the words are never neutral. And that by arguing with a superior, he imposed the intelligence of one more powerful than he. Kumbaga, mas mataas sa kanya yun. It was the status of the said leader he was disobeying that ended in the engineer's demise. The lesson from the story is to be conscious and aware of the individual you are disagreeing with. Kung sino yung kinukontra mo, it's really worth the fight. O talaga bang mahalaga para makipagtalo ka? Maybe saving face is smarter move for your cause. He also has no awareness of the person he's dealing with. Since each man believes that he is right, and words will really convince him otherwise, the arguer's reasoning falls on deaf ears. When cornered, he only argues more, digging his own grave. He only, once he has made the other person feel insecure and fairness, beliefs, and eloquence of grace, could not save the situation. So yan guys, So, kung hindi pa siya nakipagtalo, sinunod lang yung sinasabi ng ni Mucianus, hindi sana siya napatay. Observance of the law. In 1502, in the Florence, Italy, there lay an enormous block of marble standing in the church of Santa Maria de Fiore. Everyone had agreed this piece of marble had been ruined and it was impossible. Parang inisip na yung scarp na yun, ang hirap naman talagang hindi na pwede siyang scalp kasi nga, friends, maruruin lang lalo. Friends of the great Michelangelo decided to write the artist then living in Rome. They were sure he could do something with the marble. So yung tinawag nila, yung pinakamagaling na sculpture is si Michelangelo. Michelangelo traveled to Florence, examined the stone, and came to the conclusion that he could, in fact, carve a fine figure from it. Pero, Pyrrhic Soderini, Florence Meyer, thought this was another waste of time to attempt to sculpt the impossible. Weeks later, Michelangelo was putting the final touches to the statue. Soderini himself, a connoisseur of fine art, he studied the huge work and told Michelangelo that while he thought the piece was magnificent, the nose was too big. Malaki daw ang ilong. So Michelangelo realized that Soderini was standing in place right under the sculpture and did not have the proper perspective. So of course, he did not tell him this. Hindi siya nakipagtalo. Without a word, he gestured Soderini up the scaffolding. Reaching for the nose, he picked up a chisel, a little bit marble dust, lay on the plank. Sunigin niya lang ng alikabok. Michelangelo started on the top lightly with the chisel, letting yung chisel na ginamit niya, kunwari kinakarve niya, and then lagyan niya yung alikabok. So, iniisip talaga ni Soderini, ina-sculpt niya yung So, ito ang nangyari. He had gathered his handful little by little, creating the illusion that he was changing the sculpture. So, akala naman ni Soderini talagang inaano niya guys, yung sculpture, ginagalaw niya talaga. He actually did nothing to change the nose. Wala man talaga siyang ginawa, but gave every appearance of working on it. And after a few minutes of this charade, he stood aside. Look at it now, sabi ganun. I like it better, sabi ni Soderini. You've made it come alive. So, parang nabuhay daw talaga yung sculpture. So, ito siya guys, Yan. So, yun yung sculpture. Interpretation, Michelangelo knew that by changing the sculpture and the shape of the nose, he might ruin it. Yet Soderini prided himself on his knowledge of his aesthetics judgment of art. So, to offend such a man by arguing over such a thing, so, yun ang ginawa niya. Kaysa makipagtalo siya kay Soderini, yun na lang po yung ginawa niya. Parang inano na lang niya sa illusion. So to offend such a man by arguing over such a thing, perspective would be foolish and futile. In fact, it would probably put future commission in jeopardy. Solution was to change Soderini's perspective, literally bringing him closer to the nose without making him realize that this was the cause of misconception. He found a way to keep perfection the statue intact while at the same time making Soderini believe that he had improved genius. So yun guys, ito po yung law number 9. Itutuloy na lang po natin yung karugtong nito. Sobrang haba po nito. So, win through action, never through argument. Yung unang story, namatay siya kasi nakipag-argument siya kay Mucianus. At yung pangalang story naman, si Michelangelo, hindi siya nakipagtalo kay Soderini. So, dalawang klase yung nangyari, natuwa. Yung una, ang kinahinat ng kamatayan. At yung pangalawa naman po, ang kinahinat na natuwa si Soderini. So, yun. Hanggang dito lamang po sa mga hindi pa po nakasubscribe. Just click my notification bell for more videos. Bye-bye!